Toastmaster Wolf had like a page written out, and I got a total of about 27 words. Now, I had this amazing idea. I thought, okay, I can talk about this, I can talk about this. And then 2 days ago, I was informed it's an icebreaker. I said, what's an icebreaker? And so she told me, oh, you got to tell about yourself. You got to tell the audience things about yourself, what you believe, past experiences, whatever. I was like, oh, gosh dang it. And so I formulated this one last couple of days. I think it's still relatively good, and I can take the essence of what I previously had and I can institute it in this one. Now, I want to start off with, everyone's been in that situation where you just met this new girl, you're trying to figure out, what she likes, what she does, what she wears, So you always do truth and dare. I mean, it's been a commodity since 4th grade, I still use it. Now, I always have these two main truths I always use, because you never start off with dare, unless they're weird. So they always start off with truth, so you use these two. What's your biggest secret? And if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? Now, the first one, obviously, doesn't really matter to me. The second one is what I actually look for. Because you always have that girl that says, nothing. Because if I didn't change anything, I wouldn't be the person I am today. That infuriates. And so, I think to myself, of course there's things you want to change. Either you don't believe you're this, you don't believe you're that, you're deficient in this area in life. You always want to change something. Now that I look back at my life, I can somewhat associate myself with these ladies, women, whatever you want to call them. But so I can associate with them. Because I look back, even though I'm at the Citadel, which isn't the most desired place to be, especially as a college student or a college freshman. Now, I see myself now, and I think, what could I have been versus what I am now? And what I could have been, given the hand I was given in life, this is a lot better than what I should be. Now, in my past, as I told you, my father was a Navy SEAL, muscular man, tan. All of y'all are thinking, what the hell happened? This is absolutely the definition of what a man should be in our society. Now, my father was, I don't want to say he has a mental disability because of his time in war, but he was an EOD as a Navy SEAL, explosive ordnance disposal. He was a bomb diffuser. And due to an accidental explosion, half of his face was blown off, he killed his best friend. That messed him up real bad. And so he took his anger out on me. He believed that I could somehow rekindle my weakness by crawling out of the pool of blood that he beat me into. Now, given that, people are thinking, oh, what the hell is this man telling us? Well, that was about 11 or 10, and at 12, I decided to leave this man. I didn't believe that was a situation I deserved to be in. And I was 12 years old, and I lived the way I could. I survived. I didn't really live. Now, that destroyed me mentally. I thought, how can the world be out to be against me? Does God exist? I thought all these things. And that led me to the theology that I believe in now. Now, it's kind of sad and a little ironic how I identify myself with the characteristics of my father. People are thinking, this man beat up a little kid. How can he identify himself with his oppressor? How can a victim be victimized voluntarily and still associate with it? I can tell you this because my father was very intelligent. He's more intelligent than I will ever be. And I respect him. He has many degrees from Clemson, excellent engineer in any aspect. He learned Hindu merely because his neighbor spoke it and he wanted to communicate with him. I found that the exact opposite of what racism is, what the exact opposite of the world believes. It's coherent. It's loving your brother like you would love yourself. Now, he always told me things in life that you should always associate yourself with. Some phrases that I can relate to my life in literally every situation. These are how I would define myself, and hopefully you all will learn a thing about me. One, the phrase he coined to me was the ability to understand that you will never comprehend something proves there's a God. Now, I give this example by space. It's infinite, right? Numbers are infinite. There's no end, but my brain has to put a box around it. Your brain is not able to think infinite. But I understand I will never understand that. That proves there's God. Which one? I don't know, but the one I believe proves to me that I'm able to believe in God. And that means a lot to me, especially in my life. The second one, you bleed for a man, not his color. Discrimination is the one thing I cannot stand in life. I don't care if you're white, black, Asian, gay, whatever you are, I will die for you. does the green card mean?
Green means you're good. Yellow means you have a minute until you get to red, and red means that you need to end.
Sounds good. That's all I'm saying.
I like
And
this
the other
kid.
aspect of life, some of these things more of subsequent actions that you may take in life, and that's to be physically fit. Of course, everyone wants to be physically fit, but my family suffered diabetes, obesity, drug addiction, which of course has caused major decline in health. My father, being an Navy SEAL, was the epitome of the opposite. And so he taught me that physical fitness was a very strong aspect of life. Now, going into about 9th grade, I weighed about 200 pounds or so, and people are thinking, man, I need to lose weight, I'm gonna start Weight Watchers, which doesn't work, I need to do all these kinds of things. And then they ask me how I lost my weight, and I tell them, and they don't believe me, but I say I went roller skating every day. And they're like, what? And I'm like, roller skating, you know, like on the 4 wheels, and you do all those things? And I said, that's what I did. And he said, for how long? About 3 months, and I lost about 40, 50 pounds. That got me into physically good enough shape that I'm able to start running. And so I started running, and I lost even more weight, and I got to the handsome devil I am today. And so that allowed me to become more social. Before, I was very inclusive, I was introverted, I wasn't able to speak with people on a more intimate level. But after I was able to lose weight, I was able to talk to people, and that really reflected in my mind how society treats each other. And that's why I believe, especially the second phrase, that you bleed for a man, not their color. So whenever I see someone sitting alone at the lunch table, I always go over there and talk to them. I always want to be that humanitarian, hospitable guy that you can talk to. I always want to be that guy that people can come to if they have a problem, and I can say, I may not be able to empathize with you, but I'm not going to sympathize with you. I'm going to be here with you. Because the difference between sympathy and empathy, there's a good level, much greater level. And I don't want to sympathize with anyone. I always want to empathize with them. I want to be able to be in their shoes, and I want to feel what they're feeling. Now, that being said, I believe myself as a person, even though it's not the greatest. I always believe that the cards I was dealt in life, being whether it's turmoil or whatever, I can still come out on top. And I hope that everyone sees me as the man that will always climb the mountain and be on top.